Yes, Jammin' 94.5, iHeartRadio, Boston's Dunkin Music Lounge. One more time, make some noise for Tinashe.
What up?
What up, T? Tinashe's at Royale tonight. Welcome back.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's going to be a good show tonight.
I'm kind of mad that it's been a few years since you've come back here. I have to see you in New York. I have to see you in L.A.
Well, I'm back. Okay. We're here now.
How's the tour been going so far?
It's been great. It's been awesome. I mean, this is like our 7th show. So I feel like we're really in the hang of it. You know, like I redid the entire show for this run. So it's like new production, new dancers, new everything. So it took a little bit to like get in a groove, but now we're locked.
You're locked and loaded. We were talking in the studio how you got to keep moving. You know what's happening here tomorrow morning?
Yeah, it's going to be a snowstorm.
Supposedly.
I got to get to Toronto, so I'm like, whew, we got to get out of here.
So for us, you know, when we say supposedly, it might affect our day, but something like that's planned. And there's a lot of stuff happening. You got a lot of people moving around with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the anxiety level on that of like getting to the next city? Will I make it there? Because you guys, when you do a tour, it's like one day here, next day there.
Yeah, literally. And there's not usually extra time for dilly-dallying. And we have a border crossing tonight because we're going into Toronto. So it's like, we just got to get on the road. We got to get this show done. And then everyone's just like locked in, packing the bus, getting on the road as fast as we can. We have a truck also. So we're not only packing the bus, but they got to pack up the whole truck. They got to load down the stage, the screens, all the things.
Right.
It's a whole operation.
And you just jump. Obviously, you're going to move with your team, but do you get ahead a little bit in the car and take off right after the show?
No, I'm in the bus.
Oh, you are. I'm
on the bus.
You're just waiting for everybody. You guys all roll together.
Like, let's pack this up, guys. Let's go.
Now, if it wasn't snowing tomorrow, would you have stayed, or was this a plan to go tonight?
I mean, usually we go to the next city just because it gives us. It's better to have a cushion in the next city as opposed to, you know, you never know what's going to happen
right
when it comes to like traffic or weather, things like that. So we usually try to get there early. Even when we're like flying into a show, we always fly in the day before because it's way too risky.
Yeah. Love it, man. Tinashe's in here. She's got Royale tonight. Did you watch the game yesterday?
I did.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I was here for Usher. I was here for Usher.
How many people watch the game just for Usher?
Me.
Yep. What'd you think of the show?
It was amazing. I mean, he's the GOAT. So, like, of course, he brought exactly what I knew he would. I saw him in Vegas.
Okay.
And I knew he was going to do that little skate moment. I mean, he can sing, he can dance. He's everything you want from a halftime performer. And since you do the same thing when it comes to the singing and dancing, I'm sure that's, like, really fun for you to watch. Yeah, it's nice to see because I think sometimes being a well-rounded performer is kind of like a dying art in some ways. Right. And so it's really nice to see it celebrated and someone just like go out there and kill it and, you know, give them a show. Yep.
All right. Well, your EP, 7-song Baby Angel came out last year. We were talking, are we going to continue dropping more music? Because right now you're on the tour for these songs, obviously all your classics. Yeah. You're a veteran now.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since like we've been doing this now.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So
time flies.
How is it as that growing as from, obviously you were doing it before 2 on 2, but the 2 on took you to a whole different level.
Yeah.
And how has that world been now? You've always been your own boss. But I feel like the last 5-6 years of knowing you, it's a different kind of big boss.
Totally. I mean, it's just been a journey. I think coming into the game, I was super excited, but I was also just like super green. And I think that the more that you're able to have experiences, the more you're able to travel, the more you're able to play shows, the more you're able to release music, the more I guess you just feel confident in your sense of knowing what you want to do and where you want to go and how you want to move. And so I think I feel the most confident that I've ever felt and like the most locked in and like I really can be my own boss because I have the experience now to back it up.
And when it comes to dropping music, obviously when you're signed to a label, you are with Rock Nation, right?
Well, they're on my management side.
Your management side. So when it comes to dropping music now, what kind of... do you have to go through any permissions anymore, or is it just I want to do it and I do it?
Yeah, not really, which is probably like the biggest benefit, I guess, of going the independent route. I have a team, of course, so obviously this isn't just like a total solo mission.
No.
But when it comes to all the decisions in the creative, that's ultimately mine. And that's so liberating and just empowering as well in terms of, okay, if I'm making these decisions, they've got to be music that touches me and that I can really get behind. And I think that goes a long way when you do release the music, how people receive it, because they can feel that energy. They can tell it comes from a genuine place. And yeah, I just think that people can tell the difference.
I remember the transition between that. That was one of your biggest things, was like, don't make me do stuff that I don't want to. And I think that was one of the biggest, the connection started splitting because they were trying to do something that you weren't, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard in those situations when, as a creative, I think anytime like business meets creativity, there's always going to be like a little bit of a rift because they're looking at things completely differently than somebody who's just like, oh, I'm just in it for the art. So, I really respect the major label system, and it was really dope to be there for a long time. But at the same time, just being able to do my own thing has been just way better for me, just way better. And being able to release what I want, when I want, on my own terms, and not feel any like anxiety, trepidation, or like animosity towards the decisions being made.
It's my decision.
Really, yeah, exactly.
I love it, man. Tinashe's in here right now. She's got the show at Royale. This is how far back we go. I don't know what she was doing, but she made my mom throw up gang signs.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's so cute. Yes, that's so cute.
I remember my mom out of that trip.
Was that in LA?
That was in LA.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, she's so cute.
She walked out of there. She was like throwing up sets and stuff. I was like, Mom, what are we doing? And then look at us. This is when, look at us back in the day. We grown.
Cuties.
We actually look the same, though.
We actually look the same.
Do we look the same?
The same and different.
There it is, man. All right, well, we got a live audience in here for you. I know some people had some questions. Are you okay with that?
Yeah,
today?
Of course.
I went to social media, too, so I have some social media questions. I'll do one social media, and then Arsinia, did I say that name? Right? I said that you're going to be first, all right? All right, so one of the social media was, I'm a new artist. What's something you wouldn't do again if you can go back 10 years ago when it comes to music?
Okay. One thing I wouldn't do again, it's hard to say because those things all taught me so much. But probably release a second single that was so different from my first single. Because like sometimes you have to like kind of keep that momentum going. Not sure if that would have ever even worked, but like that could have been a different strategy. I don't know.
Because I don't think you, at that moment, you were still trying to define yourself.
Of course, yeah. And I think when I first came out, also Tuan felt like it wasn't really a representation of all the art that I had made. So I was kind of like, wait, no. But it was also a hit, so I was like, more would be good. Right. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. Arsinia, what was your question?
So, of all of the venues that you've played so far, which was your favorite?
Boston. Well, I heard tonight sold out, so I'm definitely excited about tonight. That's definitely gonna be really lit. But so far, it's two. The first night we were in Atlanta and they were really loud. I would say they were the loudest audience. So that was lit because they were like, they had vocals, okay? They were singing every single song. That always feels really good. But I also really enjoyed playing in New York at Terminal 5 because it's just like a really grand venue. It kind of goes up really high. I just felt really like encapsulated in all of the energy, so it's kind of romantic in a way. I enjoyed it.
Okay, now you guys know she's got the sold out tour tonight. She's also doing Coachella. You're doing festivals.
Yes.
How many festivals you got?
I got that festival, and then I'm doing a festival run in Australia, which I'm excited about. So we're going to like 6 cities in New Zealand, and then some other stuff that's not unannounced. But yeah, festival season gets going around like spring, summer, so that'll be really fun.
And then will we have that project by then, you think?
I think
you gotta drop one by then.
No,
sure.
It's looking like definitely by summertime we're gonna have new music out. 100%.
You guys excited for new music from Tinashe?
Yeah.
Yes. When it comes to new music, now the world we live in, I mean, we talked about, you introduced me to the world of trolls, I think, right when Twitter was coming out. And like, these guys are just behind the computers, just being trolls, right? Yeah. And it's gone to a whole different level now. And we're talking about that, how people will say something to get under your skin. Doesn't care about your human emotions, but if they're destroying you and they can do that, they feel a little better about themselves.
It's also a easier way to get a viral tweet, or do you call it an
someone
X?
else down to do that, you know?
I know. I think, the culture that we live in, a lot of people are unhappy, and a lot of people just want to see other people be miserable with them, and so there's going to be a lot of that banter online that it's very addictive, that toxic energy, and as soon as you feed it a little bit, it just kind of becomes a fire. But you know, it's a practice every day, just trying to
Not kick somebody in the face.
not kick somebody in the face, but to, I guess, find validation within yourself, regardless of what anyone's saying online.
Right.
For sure.
It's got to be tough though, because again, like we said, we're humans. You've got skin. You love what you do. So you know, I was just telling you, when I could rock 1,000 people, one person said I suck at the club. It just destroys my night.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
it's true. And because those negative comments, they really like get you so much more than the positive ones, which is like a sad truth, sad fact of life. But yeah, I think, you know, I have my good days, my bad days. Usually I think I'm pretty good about it, but every once in a while something will hurt my feelings. But yeah, we're human, so that's part of the experience.
Well, I'm glad you fight through that, man. You're killing it. You've been killing
thanks.
it. All right. Someone on social media asked, what is your typical day like? How many hours do you think you rehearse and stuff like that with just music?
Well, okay. So typical day is kind of like a hard thing to say because there's not really any structure in my day-to-day life. Like, it's changing all the time. When I'm at home, maybe a day in my life will look completely differently in January than it will in March or in June. But when we're preparing for a tour, we were rehearsing 8-hour days basically the entire time leading up into this tour, as long as we could. I think it was like a couple weeks. And yeah, but like, I guess it's hard. Yeah, it's just really impossible to say what a normal day looks like.
Got it. All right, John, let's go into our live audience over here. John, you had a question for Tinashe earlier?
Yeah, so have you worked with or planned to work with D-Mile?
I have worked with D-Mile. It's been a minute, but I've been really lucky to be able to work with a lot of people that I admire and be able to, yeah, just meet a lot of the new people that are coming up and people that are making hot stuff. But what was the second part of your question? Who am I excited to work with? Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I'd love to like throw it back and work with like Neptunes or like Pharrell. I've never worked with either of them. That would be really dope. Which
Cameras.
is, you know, the
We're
same.
watching.
You know,
Let's make it happen.
Let's put it out there. But I also think there's a lot of really interesting people making like cool electronic stuff right now. Some of my favorites are Machine Drum. We have some new stuff coming out soon. No Such Thing, who produced Talk to Me Nice, which is one of the records on my album. He's really, really fire. And we also have some new stuff coming out. So that's kind of been the bag that I've been in lately, is kind of working with these like electronic blog era, like underground DJs. They all have this like real hyper creativity, which I love. Like they just have a really unique perspective on music and art. So it's fun.
Like that one, John? There you go. Good question right there. We're going to go to Khaled next. But talking about perfect, Talk to Me Nice, the segue on that real quick. You said in this, there's a feeling money can't buy. Couldn't be fake if I tried. Loyalty, what the money can't buy. You only get one chance, only one try. A couple more things along that line. I think in the world that we live in now, people are so quick to jump into other options. So I think that's a very strong line as a young lady coming in, but you're also talking to a lot of young ladies now too, or people in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about that line. Is that a writing thing? Is it a personal thing?
I think that I've always just kind of felt like a very loyal person. Like when I make a decision or when I bring someone into my circle, I keep my circle really small. So when I bring someone into my circle, they're very precious to me. It's very sacred to me. And I think that it's important to keep things sacred in your life and to also obviously keep your values. If like loyalty is something that you value in others, then it's something that you have to practice within yourself. So I think that's kind of just what that song is talking about. You know, it's like being able to have people around you that you trust is amazing, but to be able to like keep an eye out for the snakes is also like very important.
Mm-hmm. Very important. That's why we rock together for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm part of your circle.
We go way back.
Yeah, I've been part of that circle for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go to Khaled real quick. Khaled, you had a great question.
If you have any like artists or like people you want to collaborate with like anytime soon?
The big one on top of my list is SZA. I would love to work with her. I would love to work with James Blake. I think that'd be amazing. I've been saying this for a long time, but I still really want to work with Andre 3000. I think that would be just Unreal. Let's see who else.
Wait, Andre 3000. Do you want to like a producer or the flutist?
You know, either one.
Either one, right?
Like I would like if he played some flute on the record, that would be fire. I loved that new album he put out. Honestly, I listened to it a lot.
Yo, people trashed that, but it was
No,
actually
it was
very
so
soothing
good.
and,
It was so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I miss it. I'm gonna put it on when I get home.
All right, so Andre 3000. Let's go to one more social media one right here. I don't know. I actually like this one because I know you guys go through a lot. It's a two-part question. What's the dumbest fake news you heard about you that made you laugh?
Okay.
And how does fake news affect you? Because you do get that a lot too.
For sure. The one that make none of them really make me laugh. Usually, if it's like bad, I'll be like, "What the hell?" The worst one was probably that I was like dating Future, and that we were seen at like Saks Fifth Avenue together.
Okay.
That never happened.
Were you guys just shopping at the same time?
No, I never went. I was not anywhere near a Saks Fifth Avenue. So I don't know who they saw, but it wasn't me.
Okay.
That one was pretty crazy. What was the second part of the
question?
question?
And then how does some fake news affect you?
Usually it doesn't, but again, it's kind of like the negative comments thing. It's like every once in a while, someone will say that one thing that you're just like, what? And usually it doesn't affect me unless a lot of people start believing it. Then all of a sudden, then you get real defensive because you're like, you guys, aren't you smart enough to see through this lie?
Right.
And people don't fact check. They don't care.
No, but then the more you try to defend yourself, I feel like sometimes
Absolutely.
it goes the other way.
No, because once you bring attention to something,
Right.
then it's just more eyeballs on it. And so that's another, you don't want to gas it up.
Right.
So you got to ignore it. Yeah.
Okay.
The joys
The
of
joys.
social media.
All right, let's go to the live studio audience right here. Jamie, where you at? Jamie, right here in front of us.
What's your favorite part about being in Boston?
Woo!
Woo!
Hot dog.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, just kind of, I really love the people here. I love the energy. And so I think that every time that we do a show, that I just feel like a very like warm, I don't know, it feels kind of like safe and familiar in a way. I think that's really nice.
Yo, your fan base is cult-like fan base.
Yeah, they go hard.
In
They're locked
every
in.
city I've seen you in, it's like, I thought, obviously I've seen you here so many times, but man, it's like that everywhere.
Yeah, I'm so lucky, honestly, truly. A lot of people at these shows have been fans for 10 years, have seen 5, 6 shows. They really, really go hard, and they've loved me throughout, whatever, all the ups and downs, all the years, and it's just that means a lot.
Right.
So.
Well, they actually know what you've gone through too, so that you see them backing you up and fighting for you and rooting for you even more. So that's dope, man. All right, let's go. Nikki, where you at, Nikki? Right there. Yes.
I don't know. I think I just make what I like. I guess I am laid back, so I like to listen to stuff that just like makes me feel good. I really also like very like spacey, ethereal sounds. So I think a lot of my music has these kind of like floaty, spacey sounds in them. And then I also like real like bass heavy music as well. And I like to juxtapose like my soft voice between like a really bassy, hard hitting beat and kind of play with those sounds. So I don't know. I guess I just follow what I like and make what my instincts tell me.
How many unfinished records do you think you have in your hard drive?
A lot.
Right.
Hundreds, thousands.
You start something, you feel it, and then you're not vibing anymore, and you just put it on hold for a
Yeah,
little bit.
usually every single time I get in the studio, we'll come out with like basically like a song.
Yeah.
Not like a fully done, fully fleshed out song, but we'll have something that you could reference as a song.
Right.
And so that could lead to hundreds and hundreds of, every single session, every single day that I get in the studio, that's like another song. And do I revisit them? Kind of depends on just like which ones I'm listening to in my car, like which ones I keep thinking about and revisiting. Sometimes right away. Sometimes it takes a few weeks or like a month, and then you're like, yeah, that one was really an earworm. Like, we got to go back to that and really finish it or really flesh it out. So, yeah.
Okay, so you do have a lot of music there, ready?
I got a lot in the works, always.
We're going to do one more. I know you got to rest your voice. You have a sold-out show tonight. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Let's go to Mauricio. Mauricio, where you at, homie? You had a good one.
So last year we saw you at the Girls Festival in Brazil.
Ooh.
I would like to talk with you about like how was your memories from Brazil?
It was so much fun. That was my first time. Thank you. That was my first time playing like my own show in Brazil. I had played there one other time with Katy Perry, but this was like a whole different experience. And I was the headliner, so it was just, there was so much love, and just being that far away from home and having that kind of energy. There were people waiting outside the hotel like dawn to dusk. Just, oh my gosh, it was so nice. It was like they were waiting for hours just to be like, hello, and give me hugs, and it was just really sweet. I really loved it. Shy Girl, she's a really cool artist as well. I think she's also very creative and like makes stuff that, you know, feels new and fresh and has like a really unique perspective as an artist. So it was really cool to be able to work with her. I met her, where did I meet her? I met her in Brooklyn at whichever festival that was. I forgot which one it was. It was like a Pride festival that we did in Brooklyn. And yeah, I just saw her set and like thought it was bomb, thought her music was bomb. And then it just kind of naturally, organically happened from there. She came over and we recorded I recorded that Heaven verse in my home studio. And it was just that easy.
There it is, man. All right, well, we're going to let you rest your voice. You did Tiny Desk, which is one of my favorite things. Yeah, was that a fun experience to do that?
Oh, yeah. Huge bucket list of mine.
Yeah,
so that
right?
was just like a real honor to be there in the flesh and be like, yes, I'm part of this legacy.
Right.
That was dope.
But you do that on your shows. You have a live band and stuff like that. So
yeah.
it was. You did a really great job on that one,
Thank
too.
you so much.
No problem. All right. Baby Angel's out right now. Hopefully some part 2, part 3s, maybe some more singles coming out soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon. She's got a sold out at Royale tonight. You guys make some noise one more time for Tinashe, man.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for coming out.
Tinashe, thank you so much. It's our Jammin' 94.5 iHeartRadio Boston's Dunkin' Music Lounge. One more time for Tinashe, y'all.